Hello, it's Monday, the 18th of May, 2026, and today I'll share something I actually made a video of a week ago, but the video seems to have disappeared. So I went and looked up the word fascist in the dictionary. I went to multiple sources, and basically what fascist means is an authoritarian leadership or government. What is authoritarian? It means forced control, okay? So when I lived in Ukraine, I taught English in Ukraine, and I was there 5.5 years. And it took me a while, but I eventually built a massive community. And I met a woman who was a journalist, reporter for a local newspaper. And she was, I think, 29 or 30 years old. And she had a guy who was not born in Ukraine. He was actually born in the West. And they had worked together for about 6 years since she finished university. And they did not date. It was not a relationship like that, but they were friends, work associates, and she really liked the guy. And I remember seeing her one day and she was crying. And I, of course, being the guy that I am, I sat down and asked her what's going on. And she told me that he had been researching a corruption article on a member of the city council. And she told him, whatever you do, you cannot publish that article here in Ukraine. You cannot. And of course, he didn't listen to her. And the article hit the newspaper whenever it was released that morning. What is that? In the United States, it would be about 5:30 a.m., but there in Ukraine, it's a little bit later, 6:37 in the morning. And he was gone by noon. What do I mean by gone? He was removed from planet Earth. Kidnapped, murdered, the whole 9 yards. And he was made an example of. That is what a fascist dictator does. So when you hear supposedly intelligent people supposedly delivering the news, such as CNN or NBC or MSNBC or ABC or CBS, calling our current president fascist, if he were fascist, those reporters would have already been dead. So anyone who believes that Trump is fascist, well, what does that mean about them? They could be completely brainwashed into being a complete and utter imbecile, or they could be paid, right, by 50-year CIA asset. George Soros funds how many NGOs that there's enough documentation that's come out now on the paid protesters. There's people that actually make a living going around protesting. They don't believe left or right, blue or red. They just know they get a paycheck, so they do what they're told to do. And then there are paid agitators like Antifa who actually don't mind harming people. But if you believe what the news tells you, then there's really not much more that I could do for you other than pray for your soul, because you're lost. And if you don't believe me, I remind you, Dr. David R. Hawkins, Truth versus Falsehood, Power versus Force. Einstein showed that every thought is a measurable energy, which means you can actually measure my sentences for levels of truth. True or not true, or what levels of truth. So I suggest you don't believe me, you just do the work on yourself. And if you're unable to pause and consider, and you're committed to reacting and combating, well, you stay on your side of the street. That doesn't do me or humanity or this country any good. So if you're still with me, I appreciate you, and you're always welcome back. And I hope that the weather where you are is as glorious as it is today where I am. God bless and welcome back. I look forward to seeing you soon.